For the king and the queen. And this is ikat lima Tenggarun. In Tenggarun, you always have this stripe repeats. And in between, you have the ikat, which is called, the design is called sawer, corak sawer, because it comes from the skin of the snake pattern. And the motif is daun inai and also bunga pitis. And this is kain ikat lima Telepuk. So this ikat lima Telepuk is done by gilding with gold foil, and it is 24 karat gold. Before the cloth is stamped with the gold, they have to make the process of garus. So you can see the shining part. And this is ikat lima bersurat. And usually this lima is for covering the coffin, and it always has the text in Arabic calligraphy. And this last one is the lima ikat losing. This one I find out that later when I did my research, because usually I said that ikat lima should be in weft ikat, but I found out now they have also warp ikat. At the badan kain there is warp ikat, the green part, and the red part is in weft ikat. So the green part is warp ikat. So they have two techniques there. And this is the plain ikat lima, where there is no songket. And this is the motif of tiga dara, bunga tiga dara. And we have pucuk rebung. At the side there we have corak penuh, potong ladu. And this one is part of the lima lepas bersongket. And the songket part is pohon jitong atas bukit. That is the motif of the songket. And buah delima at the pengapit badan kain. And the rest is the swastika, is in ikat. So this is also ikat lima bersongket. And this is another piece which is also kain lima bersongket. When we say kain lepas, lima lepas means the shawl. And it also has the kepala kain, the punca kain is in, they have this motif of pucuk rebung, bunga bintang and gigi U. And at the main badan, there is also corak penuh with bunga bintang and bunga melur. Okay? And this is another piece which also has the same pucuk rebung, lawi ayam, and they have the end part with the bunga pucuk, and the badan part is we have songket and ikat lima, which has the bunga kesemak and the dates motif. And here you can see the kaki kain, both up and down. There's the kaki kain with songket. Most of this belong to the royal family. And this is the use of kain lima bersongket, where we have where these ladies wear the shawl of kain lima Tenggarun. As you can see, the stripe repeats, and the baju or the dress she wears is baju kurung pahang. And this one is the attire for the Queen of Kelantan, Cik Siti Wang Kembang, in the 17th century, where she wears 3 pieces of cloth. One is the sarong, kain kemban, and also the shawl. And the left or the right side of the picture is Sultanate of Johor in the late 19th century. She also wear kain lima bersongket. And here is also the attire of the nobility, where you can see mostly kain lima is worn in a selendang piece or the shawl. And for the men, you can see that he wear as a samping or as a samping for the traditional cloth. Okay, now I'm going to tell about songket. So songket, the term songket or menyongket is also the verb describing to dig under. Or in other words, it means to pick up the warp thread and to weave the inlay of gold thread. Okay? And as you can see that there's a lot of fine lidi for the songket weaving. And in songket technique, we have mencelup, the process of dyeing the yarn, which is mencelup benang, menerai benang, that is winding of wool into bobbins, menganing benang for warping up, and menggulung benang for winding the warp into the warping board. Mengarak benang means making of the shaft. Menyapuk benang, which is reading the warp. And menyongket bunga, that is the making of songket motif at the warp. And then last is the menenun or weaving. So this is how it is done. First, the weaver has to put in the lidi, which is the tiny stick, which according to the design, and the weaver has to make the loops so that the weft gold thread can go through for songket weaving. And this is the weaving part. To me, this weaving, this loom is called K in Malay. So for me, the K or the weaving of songket is like the first Malay computer, because the lidi part is like the memory. When the weaver want to weave, they have to pull back the lidi. This is the first computer for the Malays. Okay. So I have do the research on Malay songket and traditionally. So when I do that, I feel that it's a bit slow. So I try to do my research using other loom. This is the Dobby loom, which it is done using pegging system. So this is the loom, we call it Dobby loom. So this loom, we can weave lots of design within one warp. So different design can be used. And this is some of the sample. So if you want to see the sample, right, the real one you can see in this exhibition when I did this Dobby loom. Okay, and it can be made into yardage slang. It can be made into products. And this one is jakat songket. This jakat songket is done manually. Nowadays they are doing using computer. But when I study, I try to do manually. So first we have to design on the grid paper, and the technician will punch the design with the piano punching machine. This is the old type. And he will put the design on top of the loop, and then we have to weave. This is what I've done, the weaving. So the sample you can see at the exhibition here. This is the effect of the jakat loom. So in jakat loom you can weave, plain weave, and also you can put in other kind of weave, for example mock lino, which can have the transparent look. Now, I would like to show about how ikat lima is and the technique of doing it. So first, we have to interpret the weft ikat design onto point paper or graph paper. So then we have to wind the weft yarn and then tie the weft yarn according to the design, and then dye the weft yarn until it dries, and we have to make the yarn into spool and weaving the weft ikat fabric. This is how I did. First, from the main cloth, I have to reconstruct the design into digital, so that if the weaver see this, he or she can know where to tie. This is also the same, and this design is the yellow part is the songket, but the background is for the ikat. Same with this one, and the motif is bunga tampuk manggis, buah tamar, and bunga cengkeh. And this is also the corak teluk berantai motif with buah cermai, bunga putu, and bunga melor. And this is how this is done. You have to know the width of the cloth, and you have to prepare the yarns, the weft. And according to the graph paper, you have to tie. And this one I just take only one motif, which is bunga sebako or jilimprang. First, you have to tie the yarn, and after dyeing, you take it out and put into rub-in dye technique using 2 sticks. Which, if you want to put other color inside, first you dye the background. And this is another tying which I have done. From that time, we have to take it out and put into cone. From the cone, we have to make into spool. And this spool, as you can see in the picture there, if the spool is, we have to number the spool. One, like this one, we have 4. When you put 1, 2, 3, 4, you have to start weaving from the 4, 3 to 1, not from 1, because the pattern will registered proper when you weave. This is what I have done, the weaving. This one. This is the sample. And this is the one, selendang also. This one. So, from the knowledge that I had, I would like to share with the weaver back home. So, here we have a workshop at Pekan Pahang, and we teach the weaver there. And these the participants who do the tying ikat technique in Pekan Pahang. And this is the result they are doing. Alhamdulillah, so far they got the way of how to do weaving ikat lima. So for the conclusion on this, the Malay should be proud of their ancient and traditional cloth. The Malay should be proud of their ancient and intricate ikat lima and songket, because with a single traditional Malay loom, they could produce such a fabric of great beauty. The beauty of songket in ikat lima lies in the pattern and the motif that decorate the cloth. Most of the motifs are derived from the surrounding nature, and this reflects the culture of the Malay people. These fabrics are a treasure contribution to the country culture heritage. As the result, the fabulous Songket and Ikat Lima would be an important, tangible knowledge and valuable product for the future generation to come. In addition, as the result of this analyzing the pattern of Songket and Ikat Lima, the finding could be used as an inspiration for producing paintings as an artwork using canvas or with mixed media, and the traditional motif and pattern of this Songket and Ikat Lima are ideal for wall decor that reflects the Malaysian identity. So this is some of the work that I have done when I was with Craft Tangan, and the Songket can be part of the artwork. And at the same time, I also introduced into painting with the motif that I have done. And this is some of the lima bersongket motif on canvas with acrylic paint. The same design with different background. And this is with the bunga sebakau or cilimprang motif of Ikat Lima. And this is the one I've done, and it was exhibit at the Aswara, at the art gallery Aswara in Kuala Lumpur. And also this one is also a canvas, digital and also acrylic paint, and was exhibited at the National Art Gallery Kuala Lumpur. So I hope you guys enjoy my talk and hope all the information on this topic will be beneficial and useful to you all. With that, I thank you.